Okay. So a lot of here have already built some kind of communities in the past or currently are building a community around maybe a product, maybe some services, some lessons or educational courses that you build. And we know that building community is not easy and monetizing communities, so actually asking people for money for what you do is also not easy. So we're gonna deep dive a little bit into what is actually community and how we can use it. So I make this short and sweet. A community is an organized social network of interacting individuals who influence each other. And inside of a community, there always is something that is a sense of belonging. So if you are a fitness trainer, obviously the individuals that you gather, they have a primarily goal of being healthy, having fun, working towards a goal like losing weight, getting fit. So they have a common goal, a shared identity, or a common interest. So for example, someone who offers trainings outdoors, obviously you will meet a lot of individuals that are also loving to train outdoors. So there's always a common interest. When we look into science of actually community building, like communities have something in common. There's always some kind of social conformity, which means that individuals adapt to each other. So sometimes, if a very strong individual is sharing an opinion, what happens in a group dynamic is that the others adopt exactly the same opinion. And very often this is not true, but we should be aware of it. So if you're, for example, a trainer of a group in volleyball, or if you are a trainer of people that want to lose weight, and then a very strong individual is sharing, oh, by the way, this is now the new method of how to lose weight, it could happen, although it's complete bullshit, that all the others adopt the same opinion, and then something is circulating, a common belief that, where you have not necessarily an influence as a leader. Because there is group thinking, it actually can evoke that this group of individuals sometimes do bad decisions. So, and these type of bad decisions, because someone decides or the group decides and the others just move along, caused already many, many accidents in the past. And there is something that is called the bystander effect. So the bystander effect is that because we're feeling so comfortable of being in a group, people tend to let's say underestimate situations and actually like freeze, because they trust that other people of the community are actually like intervening. And for example, if there is, let's say, a woman on the street and she got violated by someone, then people are just passing because they think, oh, the others of my group, they will help. But good note is there's also altruism and cooperation, and this is something that we can use, especially in the sports and health industry. And that is what we count on, that people really coming together to support one another, and that they are in nonprofits, they are donating money even for a good cause. So many people are organizing themselves in a group, in a community. And then sometimes with these social synergies, you might be maybe surprised how much people are willing to give and to help. And this is something that we want to use. However, if we are forming in a group, the more people we gather, there is something that we call social loafing, which is that the more people work with a common goal, the less effort the individual will put into the cause. So I think if you're a trainer and you are like training 20 people and you say, now let's go 50 sit-ups, for sure there will be 10 people that will only do like 40 sit-ups because they feel that their attention is not really on them and they don't really have to make an effort to reach the goal. So that's phenomenon is called social loafing. We have different type of communities that we can build. We have community of interests, so self-explanatory. They share the same interest. We have communities of action, people trying to bring change or move towards a goal. We have communities of place, so people brought together by geographic boundaries, like they, for example, organize themselves of designers of Lisbon or physiotherapists of Lisbon or something like this. They're communities of practice, so people that work in the same profession, that execute the same activities, and there are communities of circumstances, so people brought together by external events or situations. So around conferences, for example, or if there are events that are, let's say, surprising, like there is a storm and then the neighborhood needs to form a group of people that, I don't know, cleans the beach or something like this. And I would like to know from you in the chat, very quick, in case you already have a community, what do you think is the community that you are actually building or that you're part of? Which one would be more your type of community that you are having? Okay, community of interest, community of interest. Okay, interest. Great. Okay, I mean, that's always a great start. Let's see how we can maybe in the future move this towards not only a community of interest, but towards a community of action or a community of practice, because this might be much more powerful for your brand actually and for your business. But we get there. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so why are communities so powerful for businesses? Because communities create network effects. It means that when we form groups, that teams can work less or more effective, that people actually can drive your product adoption. So for example, the courses that you develop, doesn't matter if they're educational or if they're in practice, in health or in fitness. And we are able to increase the customer stickiness, so the customer loyalty. As soon as people feel belonging to a group, they tend to stick with a business because they have some kind of emotional attachment. And there are synergies that enable lower acquisition and support costs. So if they are part of a group, then you don't have to always reach out one by one to make a new client. It's maybe that the group is so excited that they are actually spreading the word and they do the customer acquisition for you. And this is what a lot of businesses, not only in the fitness and health industry, are actually using for them. So companies really tend over the last years, since the 2000s, to shift from customer focused companies or companies that were really looking into customer insights, in the metrics of how they can understand their customers better, to fully community-led companies or even community-owned companies. So where the community, the group of people was driving the decisions of where the company is heading to. So a good example would be Lego. This has nothing to do with fitness or health here, but it is one of the oldest examples of a company who really built a community that enabled them unlimited success because they decided to create a community that had two roles. They had the voters, so the engagers, and they had the creators. And what they did is they let the creators, so the people of the community, design new Lego designs for them, and then the voters voted on the designs they liked the most. So what was happening for Lego is, first of all, they had to spend way less money on hiring designers and product developers because the community was doing it for them. And then, because they knew which designs had the most votes, they knew which were the products they were bringing to the market that were bought the most. So it was kind of a method to involve and create a community that was secured them literally no failure, because they knew whatever kind of product they bring to the market, it will be a success. So this is what we also want to achieve. But doesn't matter if you are service-based or product-based, start with the why. I think in any business, in any kind of community that you want to create, purpose over profit. So we want to talk about monetization, but if you don't have a purpose, if you don't care genuinely for others, people are not going to buy because they will always feel the mismatch. So make sure that in whatever you create, whatever you spread on social media, that people always know and are reminded of why are you doing what you're doing. And this is also especially important if you're creating a personal brand. And only after that, you share how you are doing it. So what is the process? So when you host, for example, events or you create community activities, explain to people the process. And then afterwards, and only afterwards, you say what you are doing. I'm going to help you to lose weight. I'm going to help you to understand your cycle better. These kind of things. So from why over the how to the what. And then now let's talk about the motivation, because the motivation is important to A, form a community, but also B, to monetize a community. And we have to understand that we have three different types of motivations. We have people that are not motivated at all, so they will probably not show up to the training. We have people that are intrinsic motivated. That are the people that we want because they know why they want to lose this fucking 25 kilos, because they're going to be healthier, they're going to be happier. So they know why they're doing it. And then we have the people that are only extrinsically motivated. So they're seeking for some kind of like short-term gratification, either because their partner said, oh, I don't like the way you look. You really have to lose like this 5 or 10 kilos, or they want to just be cool for social media to actually like have this one shot that they can post on their Instagram feed. So these are the three types of motivations. But for us as the community builders, and for us to know how we can actually design products that we then want to monetize, we have different engagement expressions that we can use for benchmarking. So these engagement expressions are personalization, friendliness, influence, knowledge, and resolution. So these are whatever you create, if it's content, if it's activity, you always look for this kind of benchmarks and you say, okay, how friendly was this? How influenced were the people? How much knowledge did they share or did I share? And you put everything on a scalar, and then you see if the scalar like moves from 0 to 10 to 10, the higher the engagement. But every successful customer journey, and sorry, there's missing an S, contains minimum 5 touch points. Connect with your audience, add value, enable connections, drive participation, and empower members. Why? Because you are not only there to help them, you are also there to make them understand that they can help each other. That's the concept of a community. It's not only one to many. You have to find activities and ways of communicating that they actually relate to each other. Yeah, we're not going to go in depth here because I don't think it's relevant for today. But I wanted you to know that these are the 5 touch points that are super important, and we can break this down, who knows, maybe another time, or you contact me privately. So let's talk about monetization. What kind of options do you have? So first of all, if you form a community, if you form your activities, asking for money is never easy. And especially as a community builder, if you do something like genuinely from a heart, you do this because it's your purpose, then to tell the group of the people that kind of build a very sticky community that feels like a family almost, it's very hard to tell them, oh, by the way, now I'm gonna charge for this. Well, it's always difficult, but I want to guide you through the different options that you have so you understand what are your advantages and what might be disadvantages. So you can start by, for example, having a paid or premium membership. So instead of just selling individual yoga classes, you can create a package, a monthly package, and you sell it as a membership to the community. So what usually happens when you create this kind of paid or premium memberships, you narrow down the number of participants and members in exchange for a higher price value that you create, which are the paying members. However, it's important that you give recognition in their trust, that you let the first members join for free, and then you gradually increase the newcomer fee that is that you create to basically test what is the sensitive price point for your specific activity. What might be a problem with these kind of paid or premium memberships? Well, they really require you to focus not only on the recruitment, but also on the retention, because people want to have a good experience. So at the moment they actually pay for something like a membership, they want to know that the value that is promised to them is provided. So they force you to provide real value. Alternatively, what you can also do is you can sell packages, that are not necessarily memberships, but you sell packages that include customization, you need accesses to host or run their own community activities, to organize events, create content, and so on. We will get into that later. The second option for monetization that you have is you create based on whatever you do. Let's say you have an educational community in health or wellness. You create separate products or services that you actually sell. So an e-guide, or you have a device that you acquire from a partner company and then you resell it. So products and services are also a good way to actually monetize a community if they add value to your community. And what you can do, and this is the advantage, that when you create a community, you can actually use the knowledge from the community to understand what the people really want. So, for example, in education, you just do polls, you ask them, you do feedback surveys, and then you understand what is it that they really want. So you make sure what you sell actually brings value. And then there's the third opportunity, which are opt-in opportunities. So it's a kind of unexplored opportunity or space yet, but basically it is they can opt in for something that might be temporarily created as an exclusive offer, or as a temporarily upsell on behalf of a specific organization. So let's say you're a fitness trainer and then you have this amazing deal with this partner company, and the partner company does, I don't know, something for neuroscience. And then this is a temporary offer that people can opt in temporarily, for you then to let them opt in and upsell their, for example, monthly agreement in terms of fitness or personal trainer classes that they already have with you. So it's like a focus group that you create temporarily. But what is the easiest for you to start to actually monetize a community? It's events. And why? Because unfortunately nowadays people don't have such a huge attention span. So they are ready for short-term commitment. If you are actually monetizing events, you can monetize different type of events that also have their advantages and disadvantages. You can create single theme events. So people pay for what interests them, right? You do an event every month, you have a different theme, which might be exciting. However, be aware of the downsides, that they really require these kind of theme events that you execute in detail, because it is an experience. It's like you really have to give it all in order to satisfy people. And your promotion effort might be higher, because with every theme that you offer to people, you will not always find the same interest groups. You might be looking for people 1 month that are interested in neuroscience, 1 month they are interested in like tech, another month they're interested in hormones. I don't know. So you kind of like have to have a little bit higher promotional effort because you will need to unlock other communities, other spaces to always find the people that are interested in what you offer. The second opportunity that you have when you are creating a community and you monetize the business based on events, it's recurring activities. So these recurring activities, they save you time, they save you energy, but be aware that it's super, super important to create some kind of secret formula that you can optimize over time. So don't get lazy. Every time you execute this recurring activity, try to optimize the process of the event. So by doing so, you can establish knowledge, you can establish the process, and then in the end, it's no problem for you to actually delegate this recurring activity to someone else. And by delegating this to someone else, this is a method to then really scale the business. What happens because they're recurring activities, it has something really powerful, which is you can actually gather valuable data that you can then use to compare different forms and activities that you have created on a recurring basis to then really see, okay, what is it that I'm moving forward with in order to create an augmented product. So a product that is even better than the product that I have right now. The downsides of these recurring activities are that people might get bored and that you need good people to execute your secret formula. And the third type of events that you can use to monetize are community empowered. So these community empowered events, what does that mean is basically you give the power to the people to actually run the events for you, even though you monetize them. And with doing so, you save resources for co-creation. The downsides, quality standards are hard to maintain because if you have always different people executing your events and you charge for it, and even the price is the same, the quality of the event might not be the same. So you will have eventually also conflicts of interest that may arise because if you are like running a business that is about, I don't know, longevity, and you have 1 month a trainer that maybe in the back of their mind, they're also building a business that could become a competitor to you, well, then this is a conflict of interest. So you might like deal with these kind of consequences. And then now let's have a look at bookaLEAP, and that's where I now would love to invite Batu to present himself and to share a little bit with you about his journey, what he has been created in the past, and let's go.
All right, thanks, Simon. So, hi everyone, and I promise I'm not going to be doing a sales pitch. So I'll just try to take you through what I have done so far and what the goal of bookaLEAP is. So I work at a professional company as a logistics director, but at the same time I have passion for CrossFit. So back in the day, my goal was to compete in CrossFit, but I had a big injury, and then obviously, I couldn't compete anymore, and I wanted to focus on my well-being. And I became a CrossFit coach to be able to share my passion with other people. But then I saw the challenge that there is no platform where I can promote myself, and there's also no platform where I can find some physiotherapists for myself to work with. Therefore, I came up with the idea to create bookaLEAP, to create a marketplace for sports and wellness professionals. They can be personal trainers, they can be yoga instructors, nutrition specialists, you name it. They could create their profile and their services, and then we do the marketing for them so people can compare different uh, professionals, and then they can see their services, what they have to offer. And these professionals could also manage their agendas through our bookaLEAP app. So this has stabilized quite well, but then I was having some talk with Simone about, okay, how can I make this thing bigger? How can we promote the app better? And we had some events, ideas, etc. But she kept talking about this community thing. Back then it was quite new for me, but I got inspired and I thought, okay, but I need to dig deeper into this community space. And then I thought, okay, I will join a couple of community events. And being an introvert, believe me, it was not the easiest thing to do. But I jumped in the water and then I said, okay, I'll go to a run. And it was actually pretty cool. And I kept going to those community runs. And after a couple of times, I actually PR'd my 5 kilometer run. But at the same time, I figured that these people were organizing these runs and they were not being paid for it. They were just sharing their passion. But at the same time, in order to promote their services or their running groups or their Zumba classes, you name it, they had to pay these platforms additional money just to practice their
Mhm.
passion with other people. Then I thought, okay, and it really inspired me. And I thought, why don't we do this? And why don't we change it a bit and change bookaLEAP as well, what I call make it the version 2.0. And instead of focusing only on the professionals, this time we also focus on the communities. So how it works is that we just don't ask for any kind of money. Our partners or the organizers, they go to our system, they create their events, and then they can track their attendees. And we will be promoting our platform as well. So the more we promote our platform, your community will also get promoted. And in the end, the idea is that we create a community of communities that is really powerful and that is powerful enough to be sponsored by external parties. And this sponsorship amount can be shared with these communities and the community owners. So
Mhm.
this is what the whole idea is. Right now, we are in the very beginning of our journey in this events place. So I will be happy to get your feedback as well, what you think about the idea and what you think we could do better. But the main point is that I understand these people who are in this call are interested in running their own communities. So my ask would be to join forces and create our communities on our platform, use our technology in order to promote your communities as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Batu. I think we leave it standing here and continue with the rest of the presentation. But I will share the presentation so everyone can actually like have a look. And there is a QR code on the slides, actually here that you can scan. So it will open actually the web page, and then you can see how it looks like, and you can register. And it's free of charge. It will stay free of charge, and we help you actually to promote your events and your community. And we would love to hear your opinion at one point in time. So, this being said, what we offer now and in the future, just talking about this community for everyone who is passionate about sports, fitness, health, wellness, longevity, and so on. We offer a free access for communities now and in the future. We provide you a safe and seamless interface. If you monetize, we monetize because we are allowing all communities to come in for free. So whenever they're small, whenever they're just building momentum, that's absolutely not a problem. But as soon as we will have like bigger communities and brands, it might become unfair if they're like selling tickets for like 50 euros and we don't charge them a small transaction fee. So this will be happening, but it is not comparable at all what you currently see and face at all the other platforms like Eventbrite, like Meetup. Like it's ridiculous. Like I'm personally a meetup organizer, and I think it is so ridiculous that I have to pay for having free groups. I have to pay 100 euros every month to just have their free communities to promote my events. From then, events are most of the time free of costs, just to get some insights on the data. So it's ridiculous. So we help you grow and get visibility because our community empowers each other. The idea is that we actually empower individuals to be healthier and to be more active, so that it's not meant to be that they're just joining one activity or one community. The idea is that we have individuals that can actually hop from one community to another. So if they want to play beach volleyball 1 month, maybe the next month they want to play tennis or they want to go to yoga. So we want to make sure that people in general just get more active and find each other in community, online or offline. And then last but not least, and this is probably super interesting for you, we are introducing you to brand sponsors. So we are closing brand partnership, for example, with Prozis here in Portugal. And then these brands will actually pay for their advertisements, and the best is we will share our revenue with you. So if you are on the platform and you are hosting events, then you, depending on how many events you host and how many attendees you have, you will get a share of this revenue that we are doing with these brand sponsorships. Because we know that most of the people that just do it for passion, they don't do it in high volume. So they don't actually have the time or the knowledge to talk to big brands like Adidas or Prozis or Nike. So we do this for you, but we share the revenue with you. And then last but not least, talking about events and monetization. These are just some tips from my side of how you actually can turn an event into a ritual, because people like to do things on repetition. They know how if they already know how the process is, why they're doing what they're doing. And there are additionally some things that you can create either in person or online through a newsletter or if you showing up on social media. These are like daily stand-ups, tweets, or actions that you repeat. For example, weekly check-ins with your team, maybe with your ambassadors, wrap-ups. So if you organize a group run, that you do a get-together in the end, that you wrap up, that you let people share, or you create an event that is like all hands on, so where everybody is actually like getting involved. And now, just very quick, strategies to avoid the downfall or stalled engagements. So if you create a community and if you run activities that you may even monetize, like what can you do if you notice that people are dropping out, that people are not as interested anymore as they were before, that the retention rate goes down? Well, then you can actually look for ambassadors, so people who promote with or for you, and do not only tell them, oh, please promote my Sunday evening runs. Really like ask yourself, how can they also contribute as a person? What are the skills, the magic that they can bring to the community? You can also implement referral strategies. So bring a friend and win, I don't know, a limo, or win a free spot in my next yoga class or something like this. You can create trusted partner programs. So, for example, which are the brands you want to involve? So for Shayla, she wants to build like things for around menstrual cycle for women. There's so many brands that want to have more access to communities. So you can actually create the trusted partner program with them, to involve them, to add value to the community. And these added value are then incentives. So incentives for your members to succeed and even go beyond the experience that you can provide them. And then last but not least, because we live in a digital age, AI and community moderation is everything. And if you have a group, if it's on Facebook, if it's on WhatsApp, I don't know, like communities also need rules. Like it's not anarchy. Don't let just get chaos there. Like have maybe a little manifest, and this would bring me back to start with why. Have a little manifest, have like some rules of what you allow, what you don't allow. And now, if you're still with me, I would love to know if you have tried one of these stalled engagement strategies. Does someone here already work with promoters or anything like this? Do we have these people here? Beck says, no, I don't. Nope, haven't tried any yet, but I want to when I launch my services. Okay. Yeah, so keep these strategies in mind. I think they're super powerful. If you notice that engagement is going down, then it's time to implement some of these strategies. And that's it. Now we are at the end of our presentation. Promised you to make it short and sweet. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask now. Yeah, asking friends is also always good. Yeah, Shayla.
Hi, thank you. That was very, very interesting. I'm very interested to know more. One of my first questions is you mentioned that you share the profit with us. What are the percentages? I don't know if you can share about that. I'll be very interested to know. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, so we actually, honestly, we don't know yet, but they will be gradually. So they will be gradually on your own engagement on the platform. But one thing that I can promise you is the percentages for the people that join the platform first, the communities that will join the platform first, will get more than the others because it's kind of like a gamified approach that we're setting up. So with every event you post, you win points. So if you're first on the platform, over time, even though you might be a small business, you have a competitive advantage towards, I don't know, Founders Running Club, who is like already a huge brand, you know. So you can only win.
And when will you actually launch it?
We're launching it right now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
bookaLEAP already exists as an application. It's very mature digital platform already. Like we have like tons of personal trainers and health practitioners already using the app. But we wanted to do more, and that's why we're launching now this community feature and make it free for all communities. So I think the product development will be done by like end of this month, and then we will roll it out, and you can just check in and try to use it.
Yeah. And if I may ask one last question, sorry. Is it exclusive to in-person events or can it also be online events?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mean, the initial intention was to have in-person events because that's what most people are looking for. However, we recently discovered that, especially for communities in education, it might make sense to offer online events because it's just part of a holistic brand building. So yes, we will be also featuring online events. However, might be aware that if you feature online events, then the actual finding the participants like might be still more powerful on your private social media, at least in the beginning. But over time, it is a great opportunity to meet like-minded people that check in and see, oh, there's an online event on this topic. So yeah,
Thanks.
Merve, you're welcome.
Yeah, hi. I was wondering, I think it's a great idea actually, because like you said in the beginning, I was trying to do a group on Meetup, but I was thinking, oh, I don't know how it will go. I don't want to pay for that, to be honest,
Yeah.
especially because I was new. So I'm wondering, I just checked in between. I think most of them is around Lisbon, but is it the community events, are they location based or all over Portugal? Because
Yeah.
I do live in Porto actually, so.
Yeah, that's a good question. So we started in mainly around the metropolitan cities, so in Netherlands and Portugal. So Amsterdam in Netherlands and Lisbon in Portugal. But as soon as we're launching this community feature, we're gonna just like spread everywhere because you have to imagine for bookaLEAP before it was a huge effort to onboard like for example trainers like one by one, so it was like really really location based and we had to like go to the cities. But since communities have not just like one person, so they have bring like 100 people, it will spread naturally, at least that we hope like a ripple effect. So that's absolutely no problem. We have to
Okay.
start somewhere.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.